Okay, picture this. You are 4,000 pounds. You spend most of your day soaking in a river, doing absolutely nothing. You eat grass, you grunt at your neighbours, and somehow every single animal in Africa is scared of you. Not scared like, oh, that dog looks mean. Scared like crocodiles. The animals that have been eating everything alive since the time of the dinosaurs will physically get out of the water and leave when you show up. You did not work out for this. You did not train. You just exist, and the whole ecosystem gets nervous. Meanwhile, humans are out here going to the gym 5 times a week and still getting stressed about emails. The hippo has figured out something that most of us never will. And today we are going to find out exactly what that is. Welcome back, and if you are new here, you picked a great day to show up. Here is the thing about hippos that I find genuinely hilarious. For decades, centuries even, people looked at this animal and thought it was some kind of slow, chubby river cow. Cute, maybe funny-looking, definitely. Dangerous. Not really. And the hippos just let people think that. They did not correct anyone. They just kept waddling around, rolling in mud, and quietly being the deadliest large animal in Africa. Because here is what the wildlife documentaries tend to skim over. Hippos kill more humans in Africa every year than lions, more than leopards, more than hyenas. Some estimates put it at around 500 people per year. Now that number is debated by scientists, but the point stands, nobody is putting up a beware of hippo sign at the tourist resort, and maybe they should be. And the crazy part, they are not even trying to hunt you. They are not predators. They do not eat meat. They just really do not want you anywhere near their space, and they will make that point very clearly, very fast, and with about 4,000 pounds of follow-through. So the next time someone says hippos are cute, agree with them, and then quietly remember that cute has absolutely nothing to do with dangerous. All right, let us talk about something that honestly sounds made up but is completely real. Hippos do not have sweat glands now, before you say okay. So think about what that actually means. They live in sub-Saharan Africa. They spend hours every day on land in some of the most intense heat on the planet. No sweat glands, zero. So what does their body do instead? It produces this thick, reddish liquid straight through the skin. When scientists first discovered it, they genuinely thought hippos were sweating blood. That was the actual working theory for a while, and honestly it is a fair mistake, because the stuff looks kind of horrifying. But here is what it actually is. It is a sunscreen, a moisturizer, and an antibiotic all in one. The body just makes it automatically every day for free. Scientists broke it down and found 2 main acids inside it. One of them absorbs UV rays and protects the skin from sunburn. The other one kills bacteria and prevents infections. So the hippo, an animal that lives in one of the dirtiest, most bacteria, heavy environments on Earth, a river shared with hundreds of other animals, never gets skin infections. It cannot get sunburned, and it does not need to buy anything at a pharmacy. Researchers are now actually studying this stuff to develop new antibiotics for humans, which means a hippo might one day help save your life, and you never even said thank you. Okay, we have to talk about the mouth, because the mouth deserves its own conversation. A hippo can open its jaw to about 150 degrees. That is not a yawn, that is a statement. That is an animal telling you exactly how serious it is willing to get. The canine teeth, the tusks, can grow up to 50 centimeters. Some big males have been recorded with tusks longer than 70 centimeters, and they are not decorative, they are weapons. They are used in fights with other hippos, and occasionally in making very bad days for whatever else gets too close. Now here is the number that really puts it all in perspective. A hippo's bite force is around 1,800 pounds per square inch, a lion about 650, a great white shark around 300. A hippo bites nearly 3 times harder than a lion and 6 times harder than a great white shark. And look, hippos are herbivores. They eat mostly grass. They do not need that bite force for food. That jaw is purely for protection, purely for sending a message, which means nature basically gave the hippo a nuclear weapon and said, all right, use it if you need to. They rarely need to. But everyone knows it is there, and that is the point. Here is the part of the hippo story that I think is the most underrated. Most people think of the hippo as an animal that lives in a river. But the more accurate way to say it is, the hippo is the reason the river works the way it does. Scientists call hippos a keystone species. That is the term for an animal that an entire ecosystem depends on. Remove it, and the whole thing starts to fall apart. Here's how it plays out in real life. Hippos spend their nights on land grazing. Then they walk back into the water in the morning. They do this every single day for their entire lives. And after years of this, those paths they walk become channels, actual channels that redirect water across the landscape. They are literally carving the geography of Africa just by doing their daily commute. Then there is what happens in the water itself when hippos are in the river. Their bodies are constantly releasing nutrients into the water. Those nutrients feed algae and plankton. The plankton feeds small fish, the small fish feed bigger fish, the bigger fish feed birds, crocodiles and other animals. The entire food chain in some African rivers starts with hippo waste, which is not the most glamorous legacy, but it is a real one. Studies have shown that in rivers where hippo populations have dropped, fish populations collapse shortly after. The two are directly connected. You are not just an animal living in nature, you are the engine, and every creature in that river exists partly because of you. Let us go back to the very beginning, birth. Baby hippos are born underwater. Within the first few seconds of life, they have to figure out how to swim to the surface and take their first breath. And they do every single time. No one teaches them, no instruction manual, they just know. And from that first moment, the baby hippo is never alone. Hippos live in groups called pods, sometimes up to 30 animals, and the whole pod treats that calf like it belongs to everyone. Other females in the group will watch the calf, protect it, and in some cases nurse it, if the mother is not available. That kind of communal care is rare in the animal kingdom. Most species are strictly, "This is my baby. Mind your business." Hippos do it differently. And the mothers? The mothers are something else entirely. A hippo mother is one of the most aggressively protective parents in nature. She has been documented charging boats, cars, and fully grown male hippos, animals twice her size, to protect her calf. She does not bluff, she does not give warnings, she just goes. There is a famous case from Uganda where a mother hippo chased a boat full of tourists for over 400 meters because it got too close to her baby. 400 meters in water just to make sure the message was received. From day one, you are protected, you are part of something, and you are surrounded by animals that will genuinely go to war for you. That is not a bad way to start a life. Let me paint you a quick picture of where the hippo sits in the animal kingdom. Lions hunt in coordinated groups. They use strategy, teamwork, and speed to take down prey. They are efficient, they are impressive, and they will not touch an adult hippo ever. Here is the stat that always stops me cold. Hippos have been on this earth for over 55 million years. 55 million years. The ancestors of the modern hippo were already walking around when most of the animals we think of as ancient did not even exist yet. They watched species come and go. They survived ice ages. They survived changes in climate that wiped out thousands of other animals. They kept going, and in all that time they barely changed, because they did not need to. The design worked. Now here is the part that is hard to say but needs to be said. Today the common hippo is classified as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. Populations have dropped by somewhere between 7 and 20%. Habitat loss, illegal hunting for their ivory tusks, and conflict with farming communities are the main drivers. An animal that survived 55 million years of Earth's most extreme events is now in real danger because of us. That should be uncomfortable. It should make us think, understanding how remarkable this animal is, that is not just interesting. It is important, because the more people actually know what a hippo is, the harder it becomes to ignore what is happening to them. So, to recap, the hippo is bulletproof. It makes its own sunscreen and antibiotics through its skin. It has a bite force that makes a great white shark look polite. It casually engineers African geography just by walking to work every morning. It raises its kids as a community. It has been here for 55 million years, and it has never once cared what anyone thinks about it. Honestly, respect. If you made it to the end of this video, drop a comment telling me the one fact that genuinely surprised you. I want to know. I read every comment, I promise. New video every week, same mission every time, proving that being born any animal on this planet is way more incredible than most people realize. Subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you in the next one.